communication. He gave them an audience. In the discussion, he told them he never beat the man. He was not the one. The man was arrested on the 13th and taken to the police. The police advised that he said that they should take him to the hospital. And on the way to the hospital, he fled. The community leaders, the two ladies who went there with the complaint afterward, left. When they left, I will start where they left, and I want you to follow proof as further evidence of what transpired, to interview the man who signed for him. The man who signed for him on the 12th for a separate and different incident unrelated to the attempted theft that he carried out in the home of Mr. Shio. So you can talk to him. He is here. He signed for him on the 12th at a separate incident that had no bearing with Mr. Shio. So he's there.
Yeah, SG, sorry, we were off for the minute that you did the introductory remarks. The network had issue. Yeah, we plead with you to kindly, because it's a case that has got serious national interest, and it's only fair. So, folks, if you're just joining us, Spoon TV Live, we're in the offices of former Solicitor General, Councillor Chinese Cephus, speaking to a story and an issue that has taken the nation's interest, involving Liberian Momo Davis and Chinese businessman Marcus Shio, allegations of aggravated assault and the rest. So Councillor Cephus is going to speak to the release first, because it is being reported that the Justice in Chamber, Associate Justice Yemi Kwekwebeze, under some questions, released Michael Shio yesterday. So Councillor Cephus, you're welcome. Please, can you tell us and bring us up to speed?
One of the problems we have in Liberia, and first I want to say welcome to Adasa Global. As I was indicating, I said this law firm is based in 15 countries around the world, and 10 of the countries are in Europe, Adasa. And we happen to be the Global Legal Counsel. We specialize in criminal cases, deal with criminal cases, and that's why we are senior International Defense Counsel of the International Criminal Court, Defense Counsel of the International Shio Mechanism, under Rule 43, the highest any other person can go in the world in the practice of law. We are senior counsel for that. We are also licensed to practice before the International Mechanism, both in Arusha and in The Hague, and before the International Criminal Court. We are also licensed as senior counsel of the European Criminal Bar. The records are there, you guys can check it out. We'll give you the website. If you want to see there, you will see us in these places. We took interest into this matter because it has to do with criminal case. It's a criminal case. It's a criminal matter. And the allegations of aggravated assault, criminal conspiracy against Mr. Marcus Shio, who happens to be a registered client of this firm. And because of the nature and the politics and all things that are involved, I have decided to personally speak to this issue. I heard it is being circulated around town that the Justice in Chamber, who has been there by assignment, personally released or authorized the release or signed the criminal appearance bond and led to the release of Mr. Shio. That is absolutely baseless. And whoever says that clearly don't understand the inner workings of the court. First, the crime aggravated assault is a billable offense under Liberian law, the Liberian Criminal Code. This bond was signed and approved by His Honor, Associate Magistrate Andrew Brooklyn. The Justice in Chamber does not supervise or superintend the activities of the magisterial court. As it is in the Supreme Court deals directly with circuit courts, and the circuit courts supervise the activities of the magisterial court. So the Justice in Chamber could not have signed or approved any criminal appearance bond for on behalf of Mr. Shio. But what is the story? The story is that at a material time on the 12th of January, Momo David was arrested by a group of individuals who beat him so severely and later decided to take him to the police station. When they got to the police station, because he was badly beaten, the police refused to take him in. And they asked that those who brought him to take him to the hospital. That was on January 12th. One of the men who participated and helped to sign for this man for the police, for the custody of the police, after the police refused to take him in, and later said they should take him to the hospital, and that they will follow the case, is the man sitting there. That case on the 12th is separate and distinct from the case on the 13th. When the man was released, when the guys who took him to the police realized that the police would not take him, they let him. But the records of the police, of the arrest of that man being brought to the police station, is in the police report, is there at Zone 3. On the 12th, this man participated, he knows the story. On the 13th, this man that was left alone, perhaps this is part of his life, decided to go to the residence of Mr. Shio to go see solar panel lights. He was arrested by security assigned there. They then took him to the same police station on the 13th. When they got there, the police said, but there's the same man that was arrested yesterday was brought. How come you people brought him back here? Said, no, we are not the one, we don't know. So, but he was brought here, so you have to take him to the hospital. When he's okay, then you can bring him back. The new group now, because they wanted justice, they wanted prosecution, they decided to take him to the hospital. On their way to 540, he fled, he ran away. His father, his born father, is working with Mr. Shio. His godfather is sitting there. When he fled, nobody heard about him again until on the 6th, when people in the community, who were the community leaders, went to Mr. Shio, wrote Mr. Shio a letter, and had an audience with him. In the conversation, they were issuing that they are assumed, the assumption.
Former SG Cephus, you're giving dates, and these dates are crucial to us understanding. So the 12th that you're talking about is the 12th of January and the 13th of January.
Yeah.
And the 6th that you're talking about is the 6th of February.
Yeah.
So we're looking at from the 12th to the 13th, the span between there up to the 6th of February. So the 6th that you're talking about is the 6th of February, right?
The 6th.
Okay.
So, I'm seeing between January 13 when he fled up to the 6th of February, there was no information regarding him, where he had gone, applying, they didn't know. Until the community, two of the ladies wrote our client and raised this issue. Part of the issue was that the man was beaten by him, blah, blah. He said, no, I'm not the one. Even there's police report. And the police get the record. Even the man who went after they went to the police station on the 12th, on a separate date, a different incident, totally unrelated to the incident of the 13th, is the one here. He's sitting down here. He's sitting down there. So the ladies had an altercation, a conversation, and very in a more unfriendly manner, but they exchanged these discussions and they left. When they left, thereafter, I will stop here and first invite you to talk to the man who participated or who knows about the incident that took place on the 12th, which is a separate and distinct incident unrelated to the incident regarding Mr. Shio.
Council, before we go to him, I'd like to know from him. The president of the question, Momo David, and Mr. Shio, his father, are they living in the same community together?
Yeah, it's a community, they live in the same community, yes. Yeah.
Okay. So folks, we're trying to get to the bottom of all of this. We want to speak to the father of Momo Davis, and we'll speak to the gentleman who was involved in the 12th incident. Afternoon to you, sir.
Afternoon, sir.
Your name?
I'm Momo Davis.
Okay. You want to tell us what happened on the 12th of January and how did you get involved in this whole issue with Momo?
All right. Thank you. I'm Sumo Jane Nasaleki Monrovia. Logotan Barrow, Bloody Community, Uchier. Between 9:10 in the morning, Sunday, on the 12th of January, if I'm not making a mistake, I was at my home, and I received a communication. Oh, you sitting right here, the video roll up there. So I began to run there. When I got there, they said the men were in the fence here. All around the fence, we entered the fence.
Which fence?
There's a fence on the road for Leicester Roman place. So they said he down there, and the guy was there, two of them were passing while he walked on the fence. So he escaped. He jumped over the fence. He get outside to another fence, which is our former co-chair, chair fence at the open place where when I left from the fence, he said, oh, the guy had me on this side, so I went there. When I got there, we were already beating up, cut on the head, blood. He had a white shirt on him, the party t-shirt, everything was soaked, it was also blood. So I collected him from there. I took him to the home of the mother because we are in the same community. They are my people, my family people. I took him there. The woman was already on her way going to church. They were ready to go to church. He was naked. After I received him, he was naked when I carried him there. So the people got angry. The woman got very said, oh, Smoke, I don't want for me to get into problem with you. They shame me, I don't able to see it. They will not bring the man, take the man for here. They my player is not even police station. Tell the man to the police station, they play not police station. The father and myself with the mother were all in the eye there. They said I shouldn't keep the man there. So I had no other alternative but to run to the police at the Chinese embassy. When I got to the Chinese embassy, I called the Chinese embassy police. I said, this is a situation. And I can't lead a man to go or to leave him because I'm a community member and leading leadership. I've been getting a man. If I lead a man, any other different thing happen, I will be involved. So I want you to help me to call the police from Suntiri because we want assignment to the embassy. The hard was able to help me to call Suntiri. Suntiri came with 2 police officers. So when the 2 police officers came, they asked, they said, what the people then that got problem with a man? And the people who entered the fence, nobody was around. But there was a security guard who working around there came and said the man stole phone from him. While we're discussing, another guy came, he working there to the Lone Star Tower. He said the man always going there, cutting the wire, the tower wire from there. So all of them they came, they said, we're happy to go to carry the man to the station. So he decided going back to inform his boss that, oh, that man can be cutting the wire, he had been caught. So I had a security guy who said he stole phone from him. He plus myself and the police would do 2 bikes who went to Suntiri. I reported the case to the police. So when I reported the case to them, they asked him, he said, yeah, he joined the people friend and why he go to there, he couldn't explain that. And then they asked between he and the security guy who said he stole phone from him. So they asked him only, he said, oh yes, the mayor, I took a phone and not steal phone from him. But I went to my house, I met him in my room. Those shares were on him. So the phone was laying down on the mattress. I took the phone and walked outside. So they asked me, they said, okay, say that your community people, they think when you, can you contact anybody from there so we can be able to talk to them? I said yes. So I was able to call my friend, Mera, who working with Lester Proman, that the fan entered. So I called him.
Who is Lester Proman?
Lester Proman, the man I had D. Calaba.
Okay.
So now all of fans right there, Claro Garage,
Okay.
where the thing took place. But he lower left inside after he walked on the car from the fan. Don't go at the fan, another fan where he got there.
Okay.
Which is our former chairlady area. Where I went there to save him. So from there now, they asked the security guard and the boy explained that part of the story. So the police said, since we placed the call to the people, they said Lester was not here, so they couldn't do anything beyond Lester because at least Lester the one that had the place. So me and them continued to communicate. They said, wait for me, we're trying to contact Lester. So I was there with the police, with the boy. Later on, They said they couldn't get contact with Lester because Lester was not in the country. So because of the reason, the police told me to call them and found out, hey, what is car case with the man? So I called them, they said, they not get a case with the man. If they get a case with the man, when Lester come, if anything, then they will come back to the police station. So the police said, but then, say you already bring the man, and nobody here beside the security man who said he stole from him, to happy to carry the man to the hospital, and the security man was not there, he was beating him because he said he stole from him. Then, sign for the both of them, you carry them, so that you can be able to talk to community member, your community people to rally around you, treat the man.
So talking about the treatment aspect,
Yeah.
How did the suspect in question appear physically? Was he beaten, bruised,
He was
and all of those
bloody
things?
up. He was bloody up. Even the police got record to it. They took a shot on him. They took a photo back and front. The way he was hiding, they had the police for them. He had to carry him to treat him. On my way, carrying him downstairs, the guy from the Lone Star Tower entered. When he entered, they said the police said, we got case against the man that was already coming. So the police told them, yeah, but under the condition, we can't prosecute the man or go through another case. So what you people do, you want to carry the man, you're treating, then you're bringing them, can establish your case. They said they were not able. So they said, we carry the man. On my way carrying him, I received call. So I was on the phone, talking on the phone with the same community people, asking me how was the parent, how the man condition. I said, oh, they said to bring the man for all the treatment. While we were walking, I was on the phone, not paying attention to him. The man escaped from Miami.
Where did he escape from you?
From when he leave from Zone 3, somewhere around Podotoli area there, before going to 540, in between there, where he escaped. So when I turn around, I can't see him.
Was it only you that was taking him from the police station?
That was only the killer, but the security guard get on by. The money that I have on me, because when I get jump from my house, I went there. I had to pay the 2 motorbike men that carry out to the station. So 2 of us were walking to go back. He escaped from Miami. So I called the police. I said, oh, the man has to go to it. The man escaped from me. He said, but all that man escaped, that means going to treat himself.
And what day was that?
It was on the 12th. From that day to
The
present.
12th of what?
It was on Sunday.
The 12th of which month?
12 January, on a Sunday.
Okay.
So from that day, I not lay out on him. Just recently now, the police called me back to say that I should report for the case before now start seeing the photo all on media. What I do about the case.
Let me come back to me.
Yeah, Council, just one more question I have for the gentleman.
Dama, before you go,
Yeah,
before you go on, you are one of the leaders of the community.
Yeah.
Momo Dele is a resident of the community.
Yeah.
How do you know him to be?
Momo Dele is my own, I can say, the woman I can just say that my sister's son. Momo Dele being a good labor.
What kind of person do you know Momo Dele?
He changed. He changed. A lot of people, Cabra will work pertaining and stealing. Yeah. Really, I will not lie because I'm my own son, you had because of the condition, and all we pity the condition, but really, you got problem with people in the community when it comes to those attitudes.
Yeah, my question to you has got to do with the injuries that you said he had on the 12th of January. Was it, can you describe those injuries for us? Because I don't want to give you any kind of descriptive, analysis or anything of that sort. But can you tell us the type of injuries you saw that he sustained after the shirt was removed?
He had PD on it by low people when they say bro, people can come from anywhere.
At what level?
At what level?
Yeah, like PP ma, that what the level want to know, like
Maybe you said the man was bleeding. He
was
was
bleeding, that kind of stuff.
No, that after they go to the police station now, that had later on, he started acting very weak. That had to go telling him to rush him quickly to go. But major man had a big cut on the hair.
But the two of you left the police station and walked together.
Eh?
Two of you left the police station and he walked with you.
You were walking with me later on, he escaped from behind me.
Let's come back to me.
All right, Councillor Cephus, we'll get back to you. I wanted to speak to the father briefly.
I want
before
to come back
to
because that's a phase 2.
Yeah, so that's the 12th, right? That's the 12th, and you said there is record to that effect.
Yeah.
So let's now go to the 13th that got Marcus Show now involved in all of this. Yeah, so please go ahead.
Yeah, so as you can see, There are records, and we'll give you all the records for your own review. He ran away from the man on the 12th, and nobody got sight of him anymore. On the 13th, it was when he appeared at Mr. Shio's residence and was arrested. When he was arrested, they then decided to take him back to the police. They didn't know, unaware of what happened on the 12th. So by the time the police saw him, they said, but there's the same man yesterday your brother, used the word your brother, meaning thinking that were the same people. But meaning there was a different person. So the police said they would not take him.
So, Councillor Cephus, my concern is this man was beaten, allegedly beaten on the 12th. There were wounds, and according to him, there were major wounds sustained
on his head,
on the 12th, on his head.
But he still managed to flee.
Why taking him to treat
Why
him?
they were going home?
Yeah, why they were going home to treat him?
He fled.
He escaped. On the 13th, it is also alleged that he was seen in the fence of Mr. Cho.
He went in the fence of.
He stole.
He was not in the fence.
He went there. He stole solar lights. Now, my question is, were the solar lights taken away from Mr. Cho fence?
He was caught in the process. He was caught in the process.
Oh, he was caught in the fence.
in the press. No, not in the fence. He was on the fence in the attempt of trying to take away the solar panel when he was arrested.
Oh, he was attempting to take away the solar panel. Though he didn't take it away.
Yeah, but that he took away. Sorry for the correction. He took away.
He took away.
And was arrested in the process.
Was it seen with him?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, when they arrested him with the solar panel, they, unaware of what has happened to the 12th, decided to go to the police because they have implicit confidence in the professional integrity and work of the police, based on the instruction of their boss. But when they got to the police, then they were shocked that this same man was arrested a day before. So the police had a record already on him regarding involving other situations of this nature. But being that he was the same person, the police then directed that they should take him to the clinic.
Counsel, you are a criminal lawyer.
Yeah.
For instance, I am caught in criminal activities, beaten, taken to the police, severely injured. Who should take me to hospital?
My first time, because I work in the police before, I haven't seen this before. When a criminal is beaten, a suspected criminal is beaten, even brought to the police, it becomes a police responsibility to take seize of the person, and then whatever the situation, demand that whoever brought him or who are responsible be responsible to foot his hospital. In other situations, the police should have resources to be able to deal with the situation in that way.
The police rejected him. What do you think was responsible for that?
Well, again, it's a new type of. Even I noticed that the new type of policing this time is not so comprehensive as it used to be. For example, you carry your case to the police, they want to put a man in jail, they say you should give them money, so they will feed the man. The police should have funding for that. But they are stressed though. So partly for the situation, I blame the police on that, because they should have taken in the man, taken him to the hospital, and whatever the situation, whoever beat him made them to actually pay the bill, since they cannot afford.
You think at the point where the police do not have funding to take him to hospital should ask the complainant, give us some money if you have, let's treat him, whatever the situation is, whoever is responsible will pay or
the police is an institution, it's not an individual. The police is an institution. To be able to ask the complainant who is more or less a victim again to kind of fund the process, I think it's unacceptable. Absolutely, within the context of.
But you think in that case, instead of rejecting him, you think they should?
I think they to a large extent, it was an oversight on their part. They should not have rejected him.
Councillor Cephus, I'm struck between being confused and I want my doubt to be cleared. The 12th, according to you, is a separate incident, and there is police record to that.
Yeah.
Do you have that record in your possession?
Yes, I'll send it.
Okay.
Send it to you.
Okay. Because we want to clear that.
And
But-
the statement taken to that.
Okay, on the 12th, that this fellow was severely beaten, taken to the police station, rejected by the police on grounds that they didn't have funds and he needed to be treated before anything could happen. And according to the fellow who signed for him, a community leader, said after they left the police station, this fellow fled. My question is, with such injuries as described by the community leader, what's the possibility that the person will surmise the strength again, to go and carry out another act?
First and foremost, the criminal he was a suspected criminal because he has not been convicted. Apparently, he believed that if he had gone with the man for treatment and he's recovered or maybe treated, he would have been put in prison. So he fled for fear of being detained. Now, he fled, and because the police did not take him in, that gave him the opportunity to go into the home of Mr. Shio, where he took the soda pumps and he was again arrested. This time they were unaware of what has happened on the 12th. They decided to take him back to the police, who need to find out that it was the same man a day before who was beaten and brought to the police and rejected. And in the same manner and form, he was again rejected. On this note, I think you need to talk to the father then.
I have one question before I go to the father. You represent Michael Shio as a lawyer. Anyway, is your client involved in the alleged brutalization and brutalizing of Momo?
You know, and the answer is a categorical no. Categorical no. He was not involved.
Beside the 13 interaction where he gave them $20 to go to hospital or to transport them to the police station. As Mr. Cho and David had any.
No, it was at material time. It was that but after the entire situation engagement, he had come because his father is working there, and that's why I wanted for her to go to.
Was it the 13, the 12?
Yeah, everything happened.
Okay, so I'm asking, beside the 13, besides the interaction between the two of them on the transportation to go to the police station, Mr. Cho and Mr. David, has there been any interaction between them?
There can be no interaction, absolutely, because Mr. David's father is working with Mr. Shio. There will be no interaction. How will Mr. David, Papa, his father, who is even working in it, maybe we'll talk to Mr. Shio directly? No.
Okay. So, I want to speak to the father as well. He's here. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah.
Afternoon. Your name?
How you doing?
I'm fine.
My name is Ibrahim David.
Yeah. What's you the father of Momo?
Yes, I'm the father of Momo David.
Okay, can you be a bit audible for us? Please speak louder for us.
Yeah, I said I'm the father of Momo David.
What days or time did you get any complaint concerning your son in January? Are you aware of any incidents that happened involving your son in January?
Yes. On January 3rd, on a Monday. January 13th, I'm sorry. January 13th, on a Monday. I went my boss is in the market, and I went to Harrison Dawson. There were the fair is. There where we were. I was up in the fence, and the private security wall down in the yard. I only heard roll. So we all concerned, the criminal. And I thought we already did the light. Yeah, the solar plate light. We already in your hand, try to crawl over the fence. I had the security saw him. When the security saw him, he ran behind him on the bar road. The curtain, then I was in the yard, I heard the room. I begin to run down to see the criminal. But I can't see the criminal. And my own son who said, Mama David. I said, wow, Mama, but before he could bring it to me, he had a cut on his head. He had, that's when you beat people with rattan, you beat him all on his shoulder, all on his back. He was on his so I asked him, I said, oh, but, Amos, what is happening to you? What happened? So when the people were coming with the angry crowd were coming around the being, I had stopped there. I said, no. They make it be. Let me find out what happened. He said, oh, they were caught in a yard yesterday, stealing wire for in the city. The people being there, they start to use it or coming to be. I said, oh, you're the man. Send the man steal from whatever. But me already concerned, the criminal for in the yard, they security, they don't take the man to the boss. Yeah, let the boss see him.
Is your son aware that you are working with Mr.
He knew very well. He knew that when we with the Marcos, he knew. So how we took him, the security, we took him in my boss friend. Or we took him there, the boy upstairs in your office having a breakfast. When he got through, he asked the security, he tell him that how he came outside and asked him. Say, oh, so that he been stealing my leg. But before that, as I told you, the mirror already beating. He had a big soul mark on his head. Then when you beat the child, you know, with ratting all on his shoulder, that beating, that bruising mark all on his shoulder, all over. I see the chest that on his head, he couldn't open. I had asked the question when the children, all the actual crowd were coming to beat him. I had to start that, you know, don't wait. When I asked the question, they said the men were beating for him in the shop with my yard. We saw on the truck yesterday. I said, wow, okay, y'all wait. I had to the security and myself, we took him to my boss fence. And we got there, the boy had me a breakfast. So maybe what?
Mr. David.
Yes, sir.
Mo is your son.
Yeah.
He was beaten on the 12th.
Yeah.
According to him.
Yeah.
On the 13th, he went to your boss place to steal.
Yeah.
He was caught.
Yeah.
Father to son, what did he say to you?
He don't say anything to me. He must say everything together.
No, but you rescue him. You stop the crowd from beating him.
Yeah.
At that point,
Yeah.
I could ask my son, what's wrong? What's happening? Tell me the real story. What did he say to you?
Oh, he told me, say, you were caught yesterday for stealing the beating. That's how you got around back on him. That's why I said the people were not beating.
So we want to establish a sequence of events.
Yeah.
You said on the 12th, your son was reportedly beaten
Yeah.
in another community, in another area,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where he had marks all on him.
Oh,
So on the 13th, when he was caught, the crowd that you're referring to already started to beat him, or they were in the process. And I want you to be specific to the wounds. Because what we're seeing is like somebody that was, you know, burnt with plastic and all that kind of, or oil or anything of that sort. What kind of wounds did your son sustain when you saw him on the 13th, for which he said he was beaten on the 12th?
He had a pretty mound. They say when you the share was on him, the mark all over his body. They say when you beat somebody, you know, they say you beat somebody. When Naki was on it, you know, the person can be swollen. The knock all will be on you. So when we got in how we care him, at the question my brother just said to me, when I asked the question, now he didn't want to speak to me per se. The people that were working around, they don't want to say the men were caught in lesser command fence on the 12th. That you do this, they steal it for there. How we took him in the bossman fence.
So are you saying when you took him to your bossman fence, you people never beat him in any way? He wasn't tortured, he wasn't beaten in any way, form or manner?
They met my son. There is no other reason I will stay with you, you know, I like to you. They never beat him for my boss.
Are you afraid of your job and you are being coerced to say something that you don't really believe?
I love that job in the brother and not regret it. So no other job can be for me and not I will be regretted.
Your boss, Mr. Cho, is now being linked to either beating him or sponsoring him being beaten. What can you say?
Yeah, it's a lie. My boss is not beating. It's a lie.
Where is your son?
You to his mother place right now.
Have you been communicating with him?
Yes. We don't work in the hospital.
Can your son stand before the camera and tell us that Mr. Cho, he say so?
Well, I can't speak behind him. I cannot speak behind him.
He's your son.
Yes.
He's with his mother.
Yes.
You've been talking with him. You've been having conversation. Whether formal, informal, you've been having conversation with him. Your boss is started into the situation. That he is responsible for what he's going through. Can your son say to us here on camera that he was not beaten by your boss? Nobody beating him, your boss compound. It was on the 12th that he was beaten, on the 13th, no one beat him.
Well, that's what I told you from the beginning. I said, I know your mind. But what he will not beating on the 13th. But I believe that on the 13th, in my boss friend, nobody beat him, nobody do anything.
Has he said anything about your boss being responsible for what happened to him?
To me, no.
Even in the public, not to you directly, but in the public.
Yeah. But what we are speaking for, that's what the community are seeing, that they may have anyone that are beating.
Community could say, your son was beaten. I was beaten. I know people who came around and maybe say, you beat me, you beat the boy. I know where I was beaten. Community could say anything, and I know what happened. What is your son saying?
The man, he had to talk to me in the first place. Let me be very frank with you.
Today is February 14th.
Yes.
We're talking about the 13th of January.
Yes.
It's been 1 month.
1 month.
So you haven't spoken to your son in any way, form, or manner since that?
I come to the story. After we took it to our boss, the boss came to him and asked him a few questions. The way he was looking, the boss said, no, I cannot go far with the man yet. How you call the private security? He gave them the money to take it to Sotunkiri. When it came to Sotunkiri now, unfortunately, I got the news from the security. Said, oh, when we get the man to the hospital, to the police station, the police said, we take the man to the hospital. What how we get the man to the hospital? We will get to far from the junction, the traffic wall, the man jump down, and he ran.
Are you concerned about the health of your son? Are you concerned about how he was beaten, who beat him? Are you concerned about that?
I'm concerned. One
month later.
I'm concerned.
1 month later, you have now had a conversation with him. How concerned are you?
I didn't went to the hospital to speak to him. But stop me now to talk to me.
He has left the hospital.
He left.
He's home now.
Yeah.
So
I went to
one month now since he was beaten on the 12th.
Yeah.
Today is the 14th of February.
Yeah.
What kind of father? Sorry for the question.
No,
what kind of father are you that you cannot talk to your son who was beaten on the 12th, on the 13th? He was caught to your boss fence, and your boy is in the case that he was allegedly involved of beating your son. What kind of father are you? You're not being able to ask him. You're not being able to ask him the question that he will answer you.
I'm saying to you, the people, the mother told me that you must not speak to me at all.
Come back to you.
So I want to ask you, initially in your explanation, you said that you heard in us about them beating a criminal in the community, and then you came out of the fence and later saw it was a son.
Yes.
And that's how you brought him in the fence and later called your boss.
Yeah.
So can you clarify that? According to the information, your son stole solar lights from your boss and then he got beaten by another person.
But you say that again?
According to you,
yeah,
you heard the noise outside of the fence of your son being beaten by angry crowd within the community. So after you rushed there and then you heard that he stole a solar light. So how do you...
No, correct me. To a correction. He fell while I went in.
Yeah.
Then he stole the left from.
Is it your boss fence?
It's my boss friend. I can say mentally in the yard. The yard is big.
Okay.
The yard is very big.
So you just
so that's been given from where your boss live?
Listen, let me clear that back here.
Okay.
While when the price people were doing a tour, passing around, you saw the young man already taking the left already on his way going. That's how he said roll. So he managed to pass through the hole to get outside. When he get outside, the security man run behind him and cut him across the road. That's how I say I came from the fence. I came to see who was that criminal. Michael Lowe and my own son.
And then the security man giving him 1-2 slap at everything.
Down there, I came to see him now. They were already in the people here.
And that's how you come to see the
I said no. The uncle girl coming. I said no, your way.
My last question to you, and again, we tune between whether it is a conflict of interest on your part that you have to decide which part of the coin to take. You just mentioned that you and your son have got a strained relationship. That is, the man stopped you from talking to him and all of that. So do you people have a good talking relationship? Either yes or no. I just want you to answer. You and your son.
No.
You don't.
Why
you don't.
man stopping from talking to me?
All right. So already there is no relationship. So with the fact that you don't have a relationship with your son, and you saw, according to your explanation, you saw them beating. They've arrested him, and you asked them not to beat him. Did your strained relationship stop you from being concerned about the well-being of your son? That even the father, you don't talk about the father, he was caught inside a situation.
One saw him in that particular condition, I felt so bad. You I know my son, I'm not expecting to be a kind of a human being or to do kind of a thing. So when I saw him, I stopped it in the crowd.
What was the size of the crowd?
No, when I got a huge crowd, you have 2 or 4 or 5 or 6 persons going for,
You expect
be exact about the number now. You say crowd,
Yeah.
you're talking about two that crowd.
Okay.
So what is the size of the crowd that you supposedly saw?
Let's say about 7 or 8 persons, came over him. I just stopped everybody, but the 2 security from here, I arrested him to take him to the box.
So talking about 9 angry persons.
Yeah.
So you were able to have calmed 9 angry persons.
So you expect your son, right? But you've been hearing about him like that he was still.
Oh yeah, a lot of times.
All right. So is he your biological son?
Yes.
Your first, second, third child?
It's my first boy child.
The first boy child. All right, thank you. So Councillor Cephus, just to wrap it up for us.
Just to wrap it up.
Yeah.
As you can see, after the 13, and then after he fled, we didn't get any information from him until on the 6th when a group of community leaders, ladies, wrote my client. And they went there to raise the same issue that the guy was beating my client. My client denied. On the 7th, they left. After the altercation, they left. When they left, my client then was I assume, and he was visited by R13, he's a police officer.
Council, before we go to R13 situation,
Community wrote a letter.
community residents, ladies, as a matter of fact,
Wrote a letter on the 6th.
wrote your client.
Yeah. And on the 7th, they went there, they followed up.
The father is a member of the community. He saw his son in the fence of his boss. He was able to calm down the angry individuals from beating on his son. Was the father involved in complaining to his boss in the letter, or only the ladies who wrote?
No.
Why were the ladies so concerned than the father?
No, listen, the situation, that question will be posed to the father or to the lady, not even the father. For example, people like to take things out of context. This is a man who was arrested stealing a line. And when he was arrested, they brought him to the fence, and my client gave $20 US to take him to the police. When they went to the police on the 13th, which was the date of the incident, on their way to take him to the hospital, he ran away. We didn't see him again until he got a letter on the 6th from community leader writing and saying that this man was beaten by my client. They went there on the 7th and they had an altercation between the 2 ladies and my client. My client then reported the matter to the police that 2 ladies came to my fence and had an altercation with me. They wrote me this letter, threatening me a letter that they would do this, would do this. Based on that, regarding the beating of this boy, based on that, R13 then decided to inquire whether my client knew the whereabouts of this Momo David. So my client said he didn't know. It was based on that my client decided to follow inquiry into the community. By inquiring into the community, my client realized that Momo David was here in the hospital. So he then reported back to R13 and informed R13 of the incident. R13 then decided to go into my client. First, he went to the hospital and claimed to interview how they call him, Momo David, and he said at the time to discharge Momo David, there was no money and here and there. So, as a friend to my client, he persuaded my client to make a contribution.
Council, before we get to that part, this story has got national interest.
Yeah.
The 2 incidents supposedly happened on the 12th and on the 13th.
Yeah,
separate incidents. And it's reported that Momo Davis was later located in ERW Hospital. Were there any inquiries made as to how he got to ERW Hospital and how long he spent in the hospital prior to the police finding him?
There was no subsequent effort made until the 6th of February when my client received a letter from the community. Yeah. And they didn't just write a letter, they follow on in serving their altercation and threats, exchange of what happened. Based on that, he informed the police, he reported the matter to the police. There's a detailed letter that is written to the county attorney, you read everything there, the schedule of implementation as to how it happened. So it was his report to the police that somebody came to my fence on so and so time, so and so day, they were caught, they were taken to the police, and then they fled. But 2 ladies have written and started issuing threats based on it. So it was there and then that R13 decided to find out whether my client knew the whereabouts of Momo David. So my client said, I don't know. So in subsequent time, he said, give me a time, let me find out. That's how he decided to find out from community and found out that Momo David was at ELWA hospital. Based on that, the police officer R13 went to him and said that he needed to go to the hospital. When he went and came back, he said the man needed to get money to get free from the hospital because the bail accumulated bail. So he solicited from a client on behalf of Momo David the amount of 750 United States dollars.
Counsel, before you continue, you are a lawyer, very renowned and seasoned lawyer.
Yeah.
Did your client seek your advice? Because your client argued that he was at no time involved into beating Momo David.
No.
Did he seek your advice before providing 750 for his hospital bill and settlement with your community?
It was the R13 asked for the 750 to go to the community to settle with the community.
Why was he going to settle with the community when he's not involved with beating?
No, it was R13's advice to him. He's a friend of his.
Councillor Cephus, you started at the beginning of this interview that this is a retainer client.
Yeah.
So he's within your law firm and he pays legal fees. So your client, in such an incident as a businessman receiving threats from the community and knowing fully well that he wasn't involved in any, as a lawyer, if the police, according to your allegation, is soliciting funds to go and settle,
not ordinary.
Did your client reach out to you when it was at that stage?
I didn't have any knowledge of that.
Okay, that's what I want to know, because the question is, why would I have to settle when I know that I wasn't involved with anything of that
The
sort?
police officer already indicated to my client that say he had been able to locate and realize that the man was at the hospital, and beyond that he needed to settle with the communities, and there was too much of noise here and there. He needed his money to go and settle with the community.
At what time did your client reach you?
My client reached me only when he was arrested and then being taken to jail, and then he reached me. But the only thing we have to do was to start running to the father.
Okay, Councillor Cephus, I beg, let me just throw this question across the room, because
so
the incidents happened the 12th, the 13th.
Yeah, there are two separate
two separate incidents. One in another fence on the 12th.
No, they are not even close together.
Yeah, the fence.
They are far. They are not.
I understand.
They are not in the same area.
Yeah, I understand. What I'm saying is there are two separate incidents, right? Yeah. One happened in another fence far from the one that happened on the 13th. Yeah. But my question goes back again to Mr. David, because you and the boy mother, y'all live together.
No,
y'all don't live together.
No. But when you were arrested, you were brought into
but what I want to know is, on the 13th, after you saved your son, according to you, from being beaten, and he left, did you inquire from the mother in any way where he was? Did you know where he was, whether he was at the hospital or anything, or you just didn't get any information? Because remember, this is your boss, and your boss gave you money to carry into hospital. You didn't carry into hospital, to the security. But as a father, were you concerned as to where your son was for all that time?
I met the mother. He told me that she didn't know what the man was. She told me very plainly that he didn't know what the man was.
What's the relationship between you, the mother, of the child?
So you and the man are together?
You can talk.
I said, my brother, I get this.
You can collect all note?
No way.
So that's just what I want to know, Councillor Cephus, so you can close for us.
In closing, it was the advice of the police officer R13 that the best way to be able to be needed, since this case people could create lies and blow things out of proportion, he needed some money to be able to go and see about acquiring the team. So the money was provided, was given to the police officer, is the amount of $750.
And counsel, as you close,
Yeah.
do you think the police officer advised since it was insincere to indict your client?
Yeah, he went with a set of leading questions. For example, he solicited from a client to admit beating the man as a condition to settle with my client said, no, I never beat him.
Do you think it was with an intention to indict your client?
Incriminating, but my client didn't agree to that. But then he said, okay, but whichever way, whether you agree or you don't agree, people will still talk. So I think I need something to go and be able to resolve it. Based on that, they gave me the money. It's part of the complaint to the county and to the here.
Let's go back to the arrest of your client and subsequent detention and arraignment before court. How did those events unfold? Now we've gone past the 12th and the 13th, the 8th and the 9th. Let's talk to the arrest, detention, and subsequent arraignment before court.
It was the CR13 who led people into his compound for the arrest. After he solicited his view, his confession, and did not succeed, apparently he decided now to team up with the same people to come and bring charges against him. So we want to leave that aspect for the court when we get to court. We want to leave that aspect because first and foremost you will be called.
Should your client be out on bail?
Yes.
Let's go to the legality of it because sentiments and legality, they don't go.
But the way the law operates in Liberia, everything is politicized and everybody inflames situation. For example, all crimes are bailable under Liberian law. Especially so when there's a condition that proof is not evident, presumption not great. So by merely accusing somebody of something is not sufficient basis. For a particular category of crime, it's bailable under Liberian law.
Okay. If your client had reached out to you after the interaction with R13, which allegedly he gave $750 as a lawyer, would you have advised him to do so?
No, I don't get involved. So if you seek my opinion on critical issues that put on some semblance of criminality, I would never advise you to do that. First and foremost, as he said, based on the letter he has written, you can see that R13 was soliciting view from him, which if he had answered would have subsequently...
So the question is, would you have advised Mr. Shio to pay the police officer? Why? Why would you have advised him not to do so?
He didn't do it. And he's a humanitarian. For example, he has a fairly good relation with R13. R13 is a law enforcement agent of the Republic. They need to have friends. People go to them and say, look, this is a law enforcement issue. Can you, and someone unsolicited or solicited people can do something like that. Okay.
So you said you wouldn't have advised him to have given R13 the money. So by doing so, what does it mean? Legally as a lawyer,
in a normal Liberian context, and I had Liberian people reason. By the time something like that happens, but if you didn't do why you do that, me give you a case.
Yeah, why did he do it? Did he speak to you as to why he did it?
Me give you a just synopsis. There's a case in the ICT they call Morsillo versus prosecutor. He was selling arms, and some people went to him and bought the guns. In fact, later on he became general in the self-army. But he had an army industry that was his lifestyle. He had a lot of army industry. During the war, he started to supply people with guns. So at a certain point in time, people started buying guns from him and were fighting wars. Some of them were killing women and children. If you had a Liberian prosecutor, in fact, the prosecution in the Hague indicted him for war crime. A Liberian prosecutor would defend the father. Yeah, the man had not had an army industry. The people would not have bought an arm to do that, or they bought so many arms. But you know what the court said? The court said it was a man's line of duty. The father, the man sold arm. He didn't tell people to go and kill women and children. They're free.
Yeah, but that...
In Liberia, in this case, this big boy who was beating his father is working with this man. Okay. And they later come back to him, even though he was arrested on the 13th. And later he fled. It turned out to him that this man, a police officer who is a law enforcement agent, came to him and said, oh, the man, I want to know the whereabouts of the man. The man inquired and found out that the man is still sick. The man is sick, even though on the 13th he was never beaten, he was beaten on the 12th. And he's sick, and a man father working with him. If he takes money and say, okay, this money here, go and see about they do that as you indicated under the bar. You now assume that he's the one that be the man. First, the rate, we don't even want to challenge the rate, we let the way the rate is written. It's so poorly written.
What are the charges within the rate? The charges?
They say criminal, they say aggravated assault, we send it to you.
Yeah, for our viewers who don't have the privilege.
Okay, it's aggravated assault, criminal or conspiracy and criminal facilitation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't want to challenge the rate on before TV camera.
Okay.
All challenges to rate will be done in the code of law because the rate is fully constructed. I would never allow my law school students to write rate, but that's not entirely a new issue. What I'm saying, there is compelling evidence to prove that this man has no connection with what happened, and this is being demonstrated by the man who signed for Momo David on the 12th. It has also been confirmed and affirmed by his father that on the day they brought Momo David into the fen, Momo was already having wounds over it that he sustained on the 12th.
Cancel.
Yeah.
Cancel.
So by giving him $20, you are taking to the police. Seeing he's there, you are taking to the police. Say me that I may be. No.
It's amazing, Jifan, just 1 minute. It's amazing that Momo will escape twice.
It's a very new.
That he will escape twice. That on the 12th he escaped, and on the 13th again. After
the police, what I want
to do, and he escaped twice.
You all go to the police, they get a record. You all review the record, so will tell you how many times he has escaped.
So, counsel.
Yeah.
My issue is, I think this is my last question.
Yeah.
This young man was allegedly involved with this, and on the other side, he was caught in Mr. True fence.
Yeah. No, caught outside the fence.
Outside the fence. Okay, caught in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Trying to escape or steal solar light.
Yeah. After stealing.
What do you think that people will continue to link him or link Mr. True to beating him when you think he was not beaten by Mr. True?
Thank you. That's a very fun question. It's a normal Liberian thing because Mr. True comes from a different country and the general perception is that he has a lot of money. So maybe because he's in contact with other people over mining claims, they try to instigate a crime against him
to exploit money from him.
To exploit money from him and put in a difficult. For example, look at a situation in the court. The man was handcuffed, even though he had a criminal appearance bond already prepared, handcuffed, and was on the social media. The greatest thing they wanted to do was to, and the next thing they decided to do was anybody who defends Mr. Show, they will link you. Look at what they did to the Associated
The introductory statement said, quote unquote, there is a rivalry for his mining plan.
And because in the mining industry, there are too many contexts. Okay. And part of the team, and I don't want to call names, people will find it out. Certain individuals are involved. Those who are posting, who are conducting, even while he was at the police ongoing investigation, they had a crew, ERBC crew was at the place trying to videotape and do everything. You can see the interest that is attached.
Are you accusing the ERBC, as one of the instigators?
No, they had an ERBC crew there. They had an ERBC crew.
Do you suspect anyone from
Well, for example, I've been in the news media for 25 years. I can't blame any journalist for being inquisitive, especially so when someone is being investigated. They were acting within the pale of their authority. I don't have any problem with that. But I simply tell you the kind of influence that has developed, so you can see the interest that has been developed into this matter. Mm-hmm. So, almost you said from the opening statement, you said these are raising national interest. Mm-hmm. So you can see because the Chinese National is involved. But the truth is, there are two separate and distinct incidents. One on the 12th, to which he has no part to play, and one on the 13th. The one on the 13th he is connected with, he did not participate in the beating of this man. Neither did he instruct anybody under his control to go and beat this man. The boy father is as a living witness, and the guy who signed for the man is here. So let the truth prevail. Let the truth prevail. Our office will represent, beginning from now, our office in concert will represent Mr. Shio along with other lawyers in this matter. And so you will not see us speak on this matter. The reason why we speak on this matter because people try to drag the office of the Supreme Court into this matter. The way it works, the Supreme Court supervises the circuit court supervises the ministerial court.
Counsel, this will be my final question on this matter. You've showed to us a criminal appearance bond signed by a judge.
Yeah.
But there are accusations that the judge in question didn't approve this at the time, and he ordered Mr. Shio to be remanded at the Monrovia Central Prison, and all of this was done with your influence to have him released even after a judge has said he should be remanded at the Monrovia Central Prison. I want you to speak to the timeline as to when he got released. Was it within the frame of when this judge signed it, or it was after he was ordered on remand before his bond was granted?
Listen, I'm a friend of the court, an officer of the court. Mm-hmm. The judge has the discretion to sign the bond. I'm saying that the authority, if the crime is available, he has no choice. But reading and signing, you have to clearly inform himself, read and understand the nature and character of the bond. So the delay is discretionary. When they delay, but the approval is mandatory because the crime is available.
So you're saying that the delay was after court hours?
Apparently, he wanted to read and get a clear understanding.
Councillor Cephus, you started off by being straight with us in answering.
Yeah.
When this bond was signed, was it after court hours, after the judge had remanded Mr. Shio?
Oh yeah, but it happened so often. Sometimes.
Mr. Cephus, let's speak to this case.
Is it a specified time?
Yeah.
The bond
No, there's no specified time. There's no specified
But after the judge had remanded him.
For example, when in my case we were carrying the man to the judge signed the bond. In fact, they did not sign the bond, they were carrying the man to Monrovia Central Prison. Before they reached there, they signed the bond. Then they just show you inside the prison and they draw him back. Nothing wrong with that. The judge said he needed time to review.
So he can be signed 6, 7, 8. You think so?
PM, no, nobody is in the court at that time.
No, but he can be brought out at that time.
No. After 6 p.m. no.
So what time then was your client after he was ordered remanded brought from the orders of
the bond
remand?
is being signed here. Is here. It's 4. You see here. It was 4:13 p.m. So the judge signed it on the 13. You see here. This is the bond the judge signed it. So that question belongs to the judge, or not me.
So you are the one we have the conversation with.
But we are seeing part of the work of the lawyer and the criminal lawyer. You have to have what we call persuasive skill. So I can even stay ready, you can arrest my client, the judge can arrest my client and say, keep you on the bench until I arrive. And in the process, when I arrive, I can here they will bond. So it's a skill that you have to master in the area. So nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
The only thing you must do the right thing, and the right thing we did was our client is on bail.
And your client is on bail. What about the others who were also charged with similar offenses? Are they all released on bail as well?
I don't know whether they were arrested alone. Yes, because there's a criminal appearance bond, I think, cover all.
It covers all.
Yeah,
but you are just representing Mr. Shio and not the others.
No, but it goes like this. For example, if they are charged jointly, so my representation of Mr. Shio in effect includes the rest of them.
So if you represent the rest of them, how is it you're not aware whether they released on this bond as well?
Yeah, it's here.
Okay.
It is here. It's here. It's on the bond. They are here.
So all of them are covered by this
Yeah,
bond?
they are covered by this bond. Because the amount here is sufficient. It's a criminal appearance bond.
Okay.
But a criminal appearance bond is not an indemnity bond. So this one in Republic of Liberia does not exact penalty. So they're not paying the Republic of Liberia. So even that $1 said we can pay, because the definition of a criminal appearance bond is that to ensure the day-to-day appearance of the defendant in court. So even the court can grant 13.5 what it gives upon a person personally reconnaissance. So for example, reputable individual like you can go to the court and sign for somebody. The judge will give you a person. Because the general object and purpose of a criminal appearance bond is that for the man to come to court whenever the case is called.
Okay, counsel.
Thank you.
All right, so in conclusion, and you can correct my statement if I'm wrong, the judge remanded Mr. Shio and others, but after your persuasive skill that you have mastered over the years as a criminal lawyer representing the Republic at the highest level and a friend of the court, the judge then signed the bond and then ordered them released.
Thank you. No.
Okay.
Consistent with law, because the offense charge is a bailable offense, and given the fact that the judge had done a holistic and comprehensive review of the bond and the crime charge, he then agreed to sign the bond.
Okay, so the judge didn't do holistic review when he remanded them, but after you intervene, as influential as you are, the judge then did a holistic review.
The judge was presented the bond and he needed a time to review it. When he reviewed it, in the process of reviewing it, because his office is a bit removed from where the client was held. So while you were reviewing, they were taking them. And by the time he completed reviewing it, they were already there. Now that he signed it, it brought them out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so we were just in conversation with the former Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, Councillor Chinese Cephus, and also the father of the defendant, Momo David, is in the sky blue shirt. The fellow with the white shirt said he was involved in the first incident that reportedly occurred on the 12th, according to Councillor Cephus and his law firm that will be defending Mr. Shio and the rest of those charged. They've got records that Momo David was arrested on the 12th, allegedly brutalized on the 12th, and taken to the police headquarters station in Zone 3, released, asked to be treated, and they are in no way associated with what occurred. This story has got a lot of twists, turns, and curves in between, but at the end of the day, Mr. Shio and co-defendants are out after a bond was reviewed by the judge, according to Councillor Cephus, and signed after the judge had asked for time to review the bond, and Mr. Shio and the rest were remanded. As to what influence played, at the end of the day, they're out and they will appear before a court of competent jurisdiction. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Diamond Slanger. I've been here with a host of other journalists. Anthony Chifan is here, and as well as Francis Boye from Front Page Africa has also formed part of this conversation as well. On behalf of the entire team here, we say thank you and bye-bye.